Our cosmos has three fundamental aspects: creation, preservation, and destruction. Brahma, the creator, lives in Brahmalok. Vishnu, the preserver, lives in Vaikuntha. But do you know where the destroyer lives? Yes, our own Shiva, our Bholenath, has made earth his abode, Prithvi Lok, as we all know it. And to be exact, he lives on Mount Kailash or Kailash Parvat. No wonder Kailash Parvat is considered the cosmic axis, and it is the seat of profound spiritual energy. Well, you've guessed it. The topic of this episode is Mount Kailash. So, welcome to our channel Amar Adhyatm Ki Or, episode 6, Shiva's Embrace, the Kailash Mansarovar Yatra. Welcome, viewers.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Welcome to our episode number 6, Shiva's Embrace, a Kailash Mansarovar Yatra. Congratulations, Amar. You have recently accomplished your Kailash Mansarovar Yatra.
Yeah, it was a long dream for me.
Yeah, I want to know, as all Shiv devotees, it's always our plan to visit most temples and dhams and jyotirlings. And you have been,
Yeah.
traveling and visiting them. Then out of the blue, how did you decide to go for Kailash Mansarovar Yatra?
Okay, there are few regions there to visit Kailash. Okay, and it has been my long dream. Okay, so as you know, I have been on my spiritual journey since few years, right? And so Kailash Yatra was a key milestone, in my spiritual journey to seek blessings, and get connected to divine or Shiva, right? Uh, and the other one was. I'm a ardent devotee of Shiva. Right? My love of Shiva is doesn't have any limits, right? So, and I have been to several Jyotirlingams. Few with you also. Okay,
Yeah.
so this was visiting Kailash was a natural and ultimate step in my devotion, and it has a special corner in my heart because it's the abode of Shiva. Okay,
Right.
okay, and I felt a strong bulawa. I would say strong bulawa from Mahadev to come and visit Kailash. Okay, so that's the other region, and finally, the last one could be that. I took it as a test and challenge for my physical fitness. As you know, in recent times, I had a very bad, near fatal accident.
Yes.
So somewhere I wanted to, and because of which I could not, do many physically strenuous trips and jobs. Okay, so I wanted to let go of the past and move ahead in life. Okay,
Right.
and take this as a challenge. To and achieve this. Okay, so that it could give a boost to my confidence. Okay. Yeah.
And we are so happy that you have done it.
Thank you so much. Om Namah Shivaya. उनकी blessing है.
Absolutely. Nothing can move without his blessing.
Yeah. All his blessings.
So, Amar, about the Kailash Mansarovar Yatra, I've heard that there are lottery systems, there are visas, and there are various medical and physical tests,
Yes.
and people, because of these reasons, they drop out of the yatra.
Yeah.
So, how did you manage to overcome all these obstacles?
As I said, all blessings of Mahadev, right? So actually, you won't believe that, but I manifested the journey. Okay. So it's a great example of miracle or manifestation. Okay, which happened in my life. Uh, as I said, I had a strong desire to go to Kailash, right?
Right.
Kailash to Mansarovar Yatra, pilgrimage, and I used to pray and meditate to Shiva, for the same,
Mhm.
and actually going through India route is very difficult. There is a big lottery system where more than 50,000 people had applied, and only 700 people got through.
Oh my goodness.
So I knew for sure that I won't get through lottery system. So I meditated, and I gave my intention to Shiva that I want to come to you. You need to make it happen, and I'm not gonna come through India route, okay? Because I won't get through lottery. I'm not okay. So and he made it happen. So one fine day, I got a mail from Art of Living. Okay, I do some training programs from Art of Living. So I got an invitation from Art of Living to go for a meditation-based program, 4-day program in Bangalore. And at the bottom of the mail, I see a link of Mansarovar Yatra, Kailash Mansarovar Yatra. I click the link. That link takes me to a Nepal-based tourism agency, probably connected to Art of Living. Okay, and so I called them. I said, "Hey, I want to go for the yatra." They say, "Okay, come along." I said, "Okay, who will do a lottery?" I said. He said, "No, lottery is not required for Nepal."
So they didn't have a lottery.
No. And fitness test also is not required for Nepal. Okay, Nepal route. Okay. So I said, "Okay, great." So I just paid, and went through. So it was a brilliant, example or Jalan Udharan of a manifestation. If your desire is strong, and obviously Shiva did it for me. So I'm so thankful to him.
Of course, Shiva carves the path for all of us.
Yeah. And I didn't know what this route. A lot of people don't know what is Nepal route. I got through because I prayed and meditated to him for that.
And Shiva, told Ganesha to remove all obstacles. Right?
Yeah.
I'm sure that happened.
Yeah, I'm sure.
That's an interesting story.
Yeah.
So Amar, it's a well-known fact that the Kailash Mansarovar Yatra, it's an arduous track.
Right.
And the terrain is unforgiving, it's rocky, plus the low oxygen levels at such a high altitude is unbearable for most of the pilgrims.
Okay.
So when you disclosed to your family that you're going for such a trek, such a pilgrimage, what was their reaction?
I would say shock and fear from my aged mother, who's about 80 years, and my other family members. Okay, and they were concerned. They're especially concerned about my medical fitness because of my recent bad near fatal accident. We talked about it earlier, which led to some head and body injuries. Okay, severe head and body injuries.
Yes, I'm aware.
Yeah, and then they were also concerned about this. Read the papers and all the stuff which talks about high altitude sickness, low oxygen levels, and those kind of stuff. So they were concerned about that also. And just to add to that, a few doctors, including my family doctor, expressed reservations around the same, which kind of increased their fears, and especially my mother, okay, and family. So although I try to make them understand that okay, I have done trekking earlier, before my accident, and I used to do trekking every year, and high altitude doesn't affect me. It affects few others. It doesn't affect me, but logic didn't work, and they had all kinds of issues. That was 7-8 years back, and then you had this bad accident and all the stuff, and and it might not be suitable for you and all the stuff. And they had read a lot of incidents also, happening there. So they were not comfortable at all. But I was very, very determined, equally determined that I have to go. I didn't budge at all. I say I have to go. Okay, Shiva is calling me. I have to go. Okay, nobody can come between me and my Shiva, Mahadev. So my mother, and my family ultimately give up, and my mother then did a puja. It's called Rudra Vishek Puja, Partho Rudra Vishek Puja. Okay, just for my well-being and safe return.
Yes.
Okay, and I also took a sankalp to do it safely with all precautions, with Shiva's blessings. Okay, so that gave her a bit comfort, and that's how it it happened. It was not easy, to convince them. I had to I tried to convince, but then I had to take a hard stand, and then things worked out for me.
But what a beautiful way to seek blessings, doing Partha Maharaj's Rudra Abhishek.
Yeah, yeah.
That is
It was
really,
great. It was great.
really
Yeah.
great,
Yeah.
really great.
Yeah.
And mothers knows best.
Yeah. Sure. She was not very happy, but all well, all well which ends well, right? So
Absolutely, absolutely. And with Shiva's blessing.
yeah.
So, Amar, whenever I disclose to my friends that, oh, Amar went for Kailash Mansarovar Yatra and, he successfully completed, and they are like, oh, really? Oh, wow. Oh, it's the toughest and it's very important. It's so nice that he could go. So, you know, uh, why is Kailash Mansarovar Yatra considered to be the supreme pilgrimage or for the Shiv devotees, and it also holds a lot of significance not only in Hinduism but in many other religions.
Yeah. Yeah, interestingly, Kailash Yatra is considered as the supreme and ultimate pilgrimage for many communities, including spiritual people like us, Hindus, Buddhists, Jain, and even Tibetans, bonds, which is religion in Tibet. Okay,
Mhm.
so for different regions, right, it's considered very sacred and ultimate pilgrimage. For Hindus and spiritual people like us, Kailash Yatra is very significant because obviously it's the abode of Shiva, right?
Mhm.
And the place has special spiritual power and energy, okay, which you can understand only when you go there, okay, and it helps in deepening your I would say spiritual connection with divine, okay, and also your transformation, okay, and then when you do parikrama, the parikrama, local people call it Kora. Okay, so parikrama or Kora has is supposed to purify your soul, get rid of all the sins, and bad karma one has done, okay, and help you attain liberation and moksha. So that's the significance, spiritual significance of this Kailash Yatra and Parikrama, okay, for Hindus and spiritual people, okay, uh, and then obviously Kailash is also considered as center of cosmos, okay, or universe, okay. So when it comes to Buddhist, they consider it as a center of universe too, okay, and they also have deep respect for Shiva, and then it also is happens to be the abode for one of the Buddhist deities. Okay, his name is Buddha Demchok. Okay, it's the abode of Buddha Demchok, and that's why it's important for Buddhists also. When it comes to Jain, it's considered as their very sacred place because the first Tirthankara, his name was Rishabh Dev. Okay, he attains his liberation, enlightenment, and nirvana there. Okay, so that's why it's important for Jains also. And then for local Tibetan bonds,
Yeah.
okay, it's important because their founder is his name was Tonpa. He he is said that he descended from heavens to spread his teachings at Kailash. Okay, and that's why for all these communities, Kailash is very important. And interestingly, when I went for the Kailash Yatra, I saw local Tibetan bonds. They doing a parikrama in a different way. They were doing a Sastang parikrama. You won't believe it. I mean, so they will do two steps, and then they will do a Sastang Dandavat.
On that rocky terrain.
Yeah, rocky terrain, and then they will get up again, and then again do two step, and then do a Sastang Dandavat again. And it seems that they take 7 days
Oh
to
Lord.
go through. I mean, the amount of I would say love and passion they have for that place and Shiva is great. Okay, it's I was just amazed.
Yeah, I'm too amazed to
That place has
learn.
different energy, very different energy.
I'm also amazed to learn that.
Yeah.
So our Shiva is great. He's
Yeah.
revered all over the world.
Yeah.
And
In different communities. Yeah.
in different communities.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. Thank you for sharing that with us. And viewers, as you know, that our channel is absolutely free. Please do not forget to share, like, and subscribe to us. And in the end, we are going to ask a question. So please don't go anywhere. Take notes and do share your answer in the comment section. So, Amar, many of our viewers, must be planning their own Kailash Yatra.
Yeah.
So, for them, can you share what was your itinerary like? What was your preparation like, so that our viewers can take notes and benefit from your experience?
Okay. I think that's a beautiful question. Going to help a lot of people who want to do this adventurous as well as spiritual Kailash and Mansarovar Yatra. Okay. So first of all, as you said, preparation, right? Preparation is key for this. Okay. So people should understand that this is not a luxury trip, right? It's not a casual trekking trip also. Okay. It's going to be arduous, tough, and challenging trekking, okay, around Kailash, okay, and therefore preparation is key, okay. The parikrama, around the Kailash mountain is about 45 kilometers in 3 days, and don't forget that those 3 days is high altitude, right, from 15,000 to about 19,000 feet level, okay, with less oxygen and all, okay, and you have to go up and down, climb up, climb down, so it's going to be a bit tough. So you need to have a good preparation in terms of you should take long walks every day, probably 10 to 12 kilometers walk at least in last 15-20 days, I would suggest. Okay, and also have good physical training, probably 45 minutes to 1 hour workout every day, which I used to do.
Right.
Okay, that will help you to build up the energy and stamina.
Right.
Okay, in fact, I underestimated the ups and downs and all. So actually, it's equivalent to probably more than 50 kilometers when you walk flat. Okay, so you should try to do up and down, track walking for 10 to 12 kilometers every day, or maybe 15 kilometers every day, and also do a physical training of 45 minutes to 1 hour. That will help you to build up energy and stamina. Uh, and when it comes to itinerary, it was a 14-day journey, okay, from India to Nepal, Kathmandu, to Tibet, to Mansarovar, Parikrama there for 3 days, coming back to Nepal from Tibet, and then coming back to India. So, it took 14 days. Okay. Uh, I would say, uh, okay, Kathmandu to Kathmandu, okay, 14, and then add 1 or 2 days for India. So, probably 2 weeks we trip, okay. So, we took a flight from Delhi to Kathmandu, stayed there for 1.5 to 2 days, okay, and visited some good spiritual places as well as markets there. And there are some good, spiritual places or temples like Pashupatinath. You might have heard of that. It's a famous Jyotirlingam, right? And then there is a Vishnu Nilkant temple, and then Buddha stupas also. So, and then some few markets and squares, famous markets and squares. So we visited there and did some shopping also a bit.
Yeah.
Okay, buying some souvenirs and all, and then we started towards Tibet, right? So we traveled for a few hours on a bus, deluxe AC bus, to reach the immigration center for Tibet. Okay, so we took like 4 hours to cross the Nepal immigration, and then go to Tibet immigration. Okay, it took like 4 hours. Okay, it was a long time, and it was raining heavily. So monsoon. So we were, you have to have your, all those rainy gears like raincoats and umbrellas and all those stuff. Okay, so we did have, and then that evening we reached a town, Tibetan town called Nalam, and then for next 3 days we traveled, and every night we stopped at a new Tibetan town like New Dongpa or Dachen and all the stuff to finally reach Mansarovar, right? At the end of 6th day. Okay, and then we were there in Mansarovar, for one to 1.5 days. Okay, and then we started the parikrama. Okay, um, did 3 days of parikrama. Then we again started coming back. Took from Tibet to Nepal. Took you can add 3 days there, and came to Kathmandu. Stayed there for a day. Did some shopping again and visited temples and beautiful palaces and the squares and markets, and then finally came back to India. So 14 days, 2 weeks in total. Okay, um, including the flights. Okay, and uh, and that's about it. Parikrama, as I said, took 3 days, and every night you have to we had to halt. We had a halt at places. They have permanent. I would say. Huts or camps there. Okay, at Dirapuk and Jitulpuk, that's the place name, and then next day again you start in the morning. So that's how it happened.
So basically, the whole idea is to take the pilgrims from one town to another. Of course, there is no other way, but that helps the pilgrims to get acclimatized to the altitude and the low oxygen levels. The body gets acclimatized also,
And
right? Because it's a gradual
no,
ascent.
so that's a very good point, and thanks for reminding me that because it's actually a gradual acclimatization. Okay, otherwise if you straight away go to a high altitude, you might have a high altitude sickness issue. Okay, which people did have. So you have to be very careful on that, and the gradual accent and acclimatization works. Okay, and apart from that, you also have to take a medicine. Okay, or to take care of high altitude sickness. The medicine available every day. You have to start taking that. Last or before you reach Mansarovar, you can start it and take it for next 5 6 days till you are at a high altitude regions. Okay, till you come back to Kathmandu. Okay, so that's very important. And then the other thing you need to take care of is you need to also have your your own emergency, oxygen, small oxygen cylinder, about a liter, and so that whenever you feel a breathing issue or whatever, or you feel down, you can take a few puffs. Okay, and you'll feel fine. Okay,
So oxygen monitors are very important.
So you have to keep on monitoring oxygen probably twice a day, thrice a day. Okay, you can keep a small oxygen monitor. It's a device, small device, and you can monitor it yourself. And whenever your oxygen level gets lower than 85 or 80, you should take some puffs, oxygen cylinder, small oxygen cylinder puffs. Okay, and they also, and if in case your situation deteriorates, the Sherpas have their own big oxygen cylinders which they can give it to you.
So they're fully equipped to manage the emergency situation.
Yes, yes, but you have to be careful yourself. You also have to monitor yourself. Listen to your body. Okay, if your oxygen levels are going down, if you are getting tired or whatever, listen to your body and act accordingly. Okay, you don't have to run an Olympic race, right? So yeah, and we can talk about that in more in detail when we talk about Parikrama.
Thank you so much. I'm sure the viewers who are planning to this trip will definitely take the suggestions, and they will start working out and start walking so that their own trips, the Kailash Yatra is a success.
Yeah.
So Amar, you were the only one in your troop of 25 to finish the Parikrama on foot.
Yeah.
Right. So that requires a lot of willpower. What critical experiences or advices or learnings were there, which you can share with our viewers so that they will also learn and work accordingly for their successful yatra?
Okay, quite a few learnings, I would like to share. Okay, to start with, as I said, this was not a casual trek, right? This is quite a arduous and challenging trek. Okay, and people should take it like that, right? So we have 45 kilometers of parikrama. Out of that, second day is as much as 22 kilometers. So half the parikrama is on second day, and you have got steep climb and steep downs on the second day, and on a very rocky terrain. First day and third day is lighter. You don't have to rocky terrain also, so it's okay. But second day is quite tough, and I think I took personally I taken a sankalp not to take porter or horses on the 3 days, but I would suggest to viewers to take a porter and horses at least for the second day. Since you can't take it only for one day, you have to take it for all the 3 days.
So you have to book at least
For all the
and
3 days.
use
But
or
you
no, don't
yeah.
use, but
It's your choice. You don't have to use it. You may not use it on the first day and third day. Okay, but second day you should be using it. Okay, that's one advice. Second advice would be that don't make it a race, especially on second day. Okay, you have to be careful because you have to climb on rocks, and you have to, while going down also, you have to you have to go from one rock to the other rock while
Right.
going down also.
It's a lot of
So you
rock
have to be
hopping.
rock hopping. You have to be careful. Okay, you have to be careful. You can't be in a hurry. Okay, listen to your body. Okay, whenever you think the body needs rest, probably every 10 minutes of whatever, take a bit of rest. Okay, and also monitor your oxygen every 1 or 2 hours, I would say. And if you feel that you are having breathing issues, or you're feeling very tired or whatever, you can take a few oxygen puffs from your,
Oxygen cylinder.
from your emergency oxygen cylinder, which you will carry, a 1 liter one. Okay, so just have your oxygen monitor also, and uh, take a few breaths. Whenever you feel very down or if you feel breathless, and whenever you feel tired, just take some rest, minute rest or whatever, minute or two of rest. Don't make it a race. Okay. Other than that, it's great. Second day, you'll also reach a place called Dolma Pass, which is the highest point on the parikrama, which is 19,000 feet. You climb up to reach Dolma Pass, and then you start doing down.
Downhill
You'll see,
pass.
yeah, and you'll see the Gauri Kund, which has got 9 kunds equivalent to 9 avatars, of Gauri or Parvati, which is quite interesting. Okay, and you'll enjoy. So just take a few precautions which I talked about. Otherwise things are fine. Yeah.
That's really nice, to actually hear from the horse's mouth. That is going to help our viewers, and please do take notes of these precautions, as it will help you in making your own yatra a success.
Yeah, and just one last thing, which is very important. I missed to tell. Remember, two things are very important. Apart from all the precautions and preparations you take, your personal willpower. Okay, medically I was not fit, but I still had a willpower, and that helped me to complete. Okay, the parikrama. That's one. And second, surrender yourself to divine, to Shiva. Okay, whenever you feel tired, or you know or breathless or whatever, just surrender yourself to Shiva, and he will give you the power and motivation to continue, and he'll give you the necessary help to continue, which could be fellow co-travelers coming and offering you oxygen and water and and chocolates and energy drinks, like people did to me when I was left behind. So you'll get adequate help and motivation, from Shiva to complete it. So willpower and surrender yourself to Shiva. That these two things are very important.
Exactly, because Shiv hai to sambhav hai.
Yep.
Amar, it's so fascinating listening to your experiences, but when you were actually en route and you were going from one city to another, crossing the borders, and then you finally reached Mansarovar. What was the feeling like? The view, the the ambience, the nature. What was the feeling like?
It was the feeling was amazing and awestruck. Okay, we were awestruck that and amazed that we have finally reached our destination, the famous and sacred Mansarovar Lake. Okay, after 6 days of travel, okay, through Nepal and Tibet, we have finally reached there at a good height. It's at a height of 15 to 16,000 feet. Okay, and we have finally reached there, and the view was so beautiful and pristine. Okay, the lake was so beautiful. Lake is so beautiful, and enveloped with the mountains of Kailash. Okay,
Right.
so it was so beautiful and pristine, and we felt uh, so so we felt so blessed there. Okay, that we have finally reached there, our place, and it was so peaceful and serene. Okay, there, and we the rain was very heavy. Okay, and so we just came out and we settled there, and then we wanted to go to Mansoor Lake. We could not resist the temptation, although it was raining. And
Right.
you could see the pictures where I was there in the heavy rainfall. We still went to the Mansarovar. Some of us, not all of us, but some of us went to the Mansarovar Lake and did the needful, including sprinkling of water, because bathing is not allowed. By the way, Chinese have banned the bathing because of sacred and holy regions. Okay, so but we did sprinkling of water, and it's said that it is said that um, that the water is so pure that it purifies your body and soul, and it cleanses your sins and your bad karma. So we did that by sprinkling water. Okay, and then we came back, and we all felt so blessed. The scene was so beautiful, and the feeling was so blessed, and that we have come to the secret place.
And it's one of the important milestones, in Kailash Mansarovar Yatra.
Yeah.
How would you describe the water? I've heard that Mansarovar's water is very clear and it's sweet compared to the other tal there.
Yeah, water is clear and sweet too. And I have got a bottle of water also, which have and you can see the water in that bottle. Probably we can show it to viewers also. It's very very clean and pure. Okay, and but obviously when this rains, it becomes a bit muddy. Otherwise, when it's settled, it's quite the water is quite clean and pure and pure.
And because of the ever flowing nature,
Yeah.
it does not get stagnant and muddy, unlike there is one more tal which is known as the Rakshas tal there,
Okay. Yeah.
right, which is supposed to be stagnant and
Yeah.
muddier,
Right.
muddier
Right.
all throughout the year.
Yeah. So as you will see when you look at a bottle, the water is quite clean and pure. Okay, from Mansarovar, and and people you use that water for very sacred purposes like cleansing the sins and purifying the body and soul. Right.
Right.
So
I think
we feel blessed.
there are no words to express.
Yeah, we feel blessed. Yeah.
You can only feel,
Yeah.
and not express.
Yeah.
There are no words to express the beauty of Mansarovar.
Yeah, and then you can also see the Kailash, mountains and valleys from the enveloping the lake. So the whole scene is very beautiful. Okay.
Exactly. So, Amar, when someone is doing parikrama around the Kailash, you know, and you're going around Kailash, Shiva's abode, what is going through one's mind? What are you thinking? What are you feeling?
Yeah, actually, you you feel at a top of the world. Okay, you f- I felt very blessed that I'm doing this parikrama. Okay, and the valleys and mountains, the clear sky, you get such pristine and beautiful views that you are awestruck. Okay, and then when you get to see Kailash from different angles, north angle, west angle, east angle, different angles, you get such a high feeling. Okay, it was so beautiful. We used to stop there for 5-10 minutes and used to take our pics and videos and all, and just used to sit there and just view the beautiful Kailash. Okay, and just feel happy. So it was very happy and blessed feeling, and I was feeling, we all were feeling out of the world. Okay, and very beautiful and majestic views we used to get, there.
So it was,
Very serene and
you
peaceful.
gaze at Kailash and you think, I'm so close to
Shiva.
Shiva. And that's his place,
Yeah.
right?
You feel very blessed and on top of the world, and you feel deeply connected to him, to Shiva. Okay, right. Uh,
Connected and aligned
to Shiva.
with him,
Yeah.
connected to the universe
Yeah.
and aligned with Shiva.
Beautiful feeling.
That must be an awesome feeling
Yeah.
to feel,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So Amar, Mount Kailash has been chosen by Lord Shiva as his abode, where he's dwelling with his Shiv Parivar. So it's bound to be special. It's bound to be mystical. But since you were there, how much more mysterious can it get?
Yeah, actually, uh, this place is Kailash is very mystical, and I'll tell you a few things, and few things I also saw. Okay, so actually, the height of Mount Kailash is about probably 6,600 meters. Okay,
Mhm.
while Mount Everest would be like 8,800 meters. Okay, so about more than 2 kilometers, higher than Kailash. Still, Mount Kailash has been unscalable. Nobody could scale it yet. While hundreds of people have scaled Mount Everest, nobody could scale up Kailash for mysterious reasons. So people have attempted,
Right.
including Chinese, Indians, Buddhists. They have attempted. Uh, some trained mountaineers have attempted, but after a point they could not scale it because suddenly the weather changed, and you had storms, you had big rainfalls, you had landslides and all those stuff, and people either had to back up back out, or they were killed.
Oh my
Okay,
goodness.
yeah, so nobody could ever reach Mount Kailash peak. And because of these accidents and mishappenings and all, Chinese eventually banned, scaling Mount Kailash because of safety reasons as well as religious reasons, right? Because it's so sacred for a lot of communities, including Tibetans and Hindus and Buddhists and Jains. So it has been banned now. Okay, nobody can scale Mount Kailash. That's one mystery. Okay, the other thing is that NASA did a lot of studies, in for Kailash, and it found that there is an electromagnetic, field there. Okay,
Okay.
mysterious electromagnetic field there around Kailash. Okay, because of which a lot of things can't work. I could find, for example, my compass not working there.
Okay.
Okay, I couldn't. Even my Google Maps didn't work there.
Okay.
Was not working.
So the direction, you cannot make out the direction you're
So
going.
yeah, because of electromagnetic field is didn't work. That's one. The other thing is, the helicopters or planes, when they hover around Kailash, you know, because of this electromagnetic field, they start getting jitters and they have to go back.
So the malfunction.
Yeah, and so you can't visit Kailash through helicopter or planes and all. You just can't, and that has been banned now. Anyway, so okay, so that's another mystery. Okay, NASA studies also found few structures there in Kailash, internal structures like caves, tunnels, open spaces, and all. Okay, you know, in a mysterious way. Nobody knows who lives there, but there are tunnels, caves, and open spaces, inside the Kailash mountain.
Right. Okay. So by your description, it appears like it is some kind of a pyramid.
Yeah, it has pyramid structure also, and which is also one of the reasons why it's so impossible to scale, Mount Kailash. So a lot of interesting things there, and I guess Lord Shiva wants privacy. He wants his own privacy, and therefore he doesn't want like people coming to coming and trying to scale up, Mount Kailash.
Right, and Mount Kailash is so sacred for us. It symbolizes Shiva. So in our religion, we respect our deities. We don't try to climb on their heads.
Right.
So probably that will be a reason enough for me to not climb, and just be at the feet of Lord Shiva.
Right.
Right. So.
And he wants privacy too, so it seems.
Exactly. Yes, it is his residence.
Yeah.
That's a great mystery.
Yeah.
Probably in near
Very mystical
future,
place. Yeah.
we will be able to know.
Yeah. Sure.
So, Amar, in Hinduism, we have this profound concept of Satyam Shivam Sundaram, which translates to truth, benevolence, and beauty. When one is in close proximity to Shiva, to the divine mountain, does that proximity reaffirm one's belief in the concept of Satyam Shivam Sundaram?
Yeah, I think it's a beautiful question. And having been there, I would say the energy and environment of the place resonates so well with the mantra of Satyam Shivam Sundaram, right? That all these three concepts of Satyam, Shivam Sundaram, which is basically truth, ultimate truth, godliness, and beauty, they are interconnected. Okay, सत्य ही शिव है, शिव ही सुंदर है. So these three things come together so well. The ultimate truth, which is nothing but Shiva, and which is also beautiful. So beauty, godliness, and ultimate truth. These concepts come so well together in that place, Kailash, that you are fascinated. Okay, and you feel aligned with Shiva and ultimate truth, and beauty there when you're there. You feel aligned and in harmony with the universe or divine or Shiva when you're there. Okay, so it resonates beautifully with that place.
So that's very beautifully explained, that Shiv hi Satya hai or Shiv hi Sundar hai. And of course, only the Shiv Bhakts can understand that.
Okay.
Right. So, viewers, with this question, we come to the end of our episode, Shiva's Embrace, the Kailash Mansarovar Yatra. And as promised, we are going to ask one question, and please do give the answers in the comment section. And the question for you is, which Jyotirling or Jyotirlings are situated in Madhya Pradesh? And your clue is, one of them is in the shape of Om. Okay, so till we meet again, Har Har Mahadev, Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.